Hey, hi, Yasin. Okay, good afternoon. This Today we are going to previously we thought about why we use the programming languages and what is the intro for the Java or previous classes I took, right? One or two classes. So today I will just recollect all those things, like why we use programming and what are the programming languages and the intro of the Java. Okay, like why we use the Java, what is an architecture of the Java and the installations. Actually, I explained about the installations in the previous classes also. Okay, uh, let's get into the class. Like now, first, I'm just recollecting everything from the previous classes. Okay. Like what is a programming? Actually, basic one, which is nothing but an instructing the computer to perform the task. Okay, we are instructing to the computer to perform the task. Okay, to solve the issue, to solve any issue, we are instructing that computer to perform that task. Okay, so which it will be understand in zeros and ones only. The computer will understand only zeros and the ones. So here we need to communicate with the computer to solve our problem or to perform any task. Okay, we need to communicate with the computer. So computers will uh, understand only zeros and ones. Okay, zeros and ones. So to communicate with the computers, we use the computer language used by the programmers, which is nothing but the programming language. Okay, hi Ganesh, this is an introduction class. Okay, we are recollecting from the previous classes. So today I will recollect all the previous classes, like introductions of the Java and why we use the programming languages and Java architectures. Okay, now I just started the class, like what is the programming, and programming is nothing but perform the task. We send the instructing to the computer. Okay, so to send the instructions to the computer, it only understands zeros and ones. So to understand the computer zeros and ones, we use a programming language, okay, to communicate with the computers. We mostly programmers use a programming language to communicate with the computers. Okay, there are three types of programming language. Okay, procedure, functional, and object oriented. And one of the programming language can be all the three types, like Python. Python is in a procedure, functional, and object oriented program, and Java only follows procedure and object oriented. It follows only procedure and object oriented. Okay, now what is Java? Java is a high level object oriented programming language. Okay, it is in a platform independent and secure and widely used in everything from like Android apps to the enterprise systems. Wherever you go, Java is in a platform independent and it's secure and it is widely used. Okay, now we create a Java file in the Java program. Okay, that is a human readable file, which is which we have the extension with the dot Java. Okay, and then this human readable will be converted into bytecode by using Java compiler, which is nothing but dot class extension, and then this bytecode is interpreted by line to the machine code. So that is a JVM. Okay, now to all this, like converting from human readable to bytecode and from bytecode to the machine code, we use an JDK. Okay, JDK is nothing but a Java development kit. Java development kit, which is nothing but it provides environment to develop and run Java programs. Okay, JDK will provide environment to develop the programs. Okay, what we want to perform the task, we will write that task in the programming language, the use of a Java. Okay, to run those Java programs or the perform the task, we need the Java development kit. Why? Because when we are writing the human readable code, okay, and with the programming language of the Java, we need the Java compiler to convert that code, source code, to bytecode with the extension of dot class. Okay, then after bytecode, it has to convert it into machine code by using the JVM. Okay, in the JDK, we have JRE and JVM. JRE is nothing but a Java runtime environment, okay, which provides environment to only run the programs. And we have the JVM. JVM is nothing but Java virtual machine, which compiles, okay, Java file to compile, it converts into dot class file. Okay, in the runtime, class loader will read the dot class file and generate binary data. Then bytecode verifier and interpreter, we have the runtime. So this is a basic architecture, and working is same. First, it converts to source code and bytecode and JR. And to perform any task in the Java, or when we need to write the Java programs, we need the software installations, which I previously showed to you in the previous classes, which is nothing but we need one JDK. Okay, it's a version of higher than any 20 or 21 is okay, or it's okay with the version of 17 also. And we need a Eclipse, okay, which is a type of Ghibli. Okay, next we'll move to explained. Okay, let me share my notepad. Let me share. Is my screen visible to everyone? Okay, I'm assuming it's visible. No. We are going to discuss about the Java. Okay. Right. What is Java? Java is a high level object oriented object oriented programming language. As she's right, see, programming language, and there are three types of programming languages: procedure, functional, and object oriented. And object oriented is nothing but when we combine the code with our real-time data. Okay, it's called as an object. Okay, this is a Java is one of that language which follows procedure and object oriented language. So this is Java is in a high level and object oriented programming languages, which is developed in the 1995. Okay, 1995, and it is a platform independent and secure, and it's widely used from Android apps to like enterprise level Android apps to enterprise level applications, price systems. Okay, this is an event. Definition of the Java. Java is nothing but a high-level object-oriented programming language. Okay, it is a platform independent. It's a platform independent and secure and widely used from Android apps to the enterprise systems. Okay, platform independent is nothing but the platform independent is nothing but I think we can write once and run anywhere. Or which is nothing but write once, run anywhere. Write once and run anywhere. It is compiled and interpreted using the JVM. Okay, set the architecture right. So here, this is an architecture where we have the JDK. Inside the JDK, we have JRE and JVM, which is nothing but Java virtual machine, which we are used to compile, okay, and integrated with our machine. And mostly we use Java for website applications, desktop applications, mobile apps, enterprise systems, and embedded systems. So wherever you just write the code and run it anywhere means with our Java code in any machine, it has any JVM, we can run that program in that machine because our human readable code, source code, which can be converted into bytecode by using the help of the JVM. Okay, and this is an industry demand course. Okay, in Java, and it is have large opportunity, like it has a versatile, like in the web or in the Android, in the backend or in the games, wherever we use the Java, and it is also in a strong object oriented foundation. Okay, and it will help when you learn about the object oriented, it will helps to learn different other languages also. Okay, now what are the key features? The key features are nothing but key features of Java is in a platform independent. One is platform independent. One is a platform independent. Platform independent is nothing but wherever we have the JVM in any system, JVM will execute that dot class on any OS. Okay, in any system. And next one is an object oriented. Object oriented is everything is modeled as an object. Like we are combine the data with the code. Okay, this is an object oriented programming language, and it is in a simple and familiar. Okay, simple and familiar like the syntax from C or C++, but it has a bit easier than C and C++, and it is in a secure one. Okay, it is in a secure like a bytecode verifier, no pointers, and it is in a robust like a strong memory management and exception handling. We'll discuss about the exception handling in the upcoming classes. Okay, this is in a robust. The other features, and we have a multi-threading concept also. Multi-threaded, which is a built-in support for concurrent programming. Okay, we can run the concurrent programs at one time. For that, we use a multi-threading. Okay, multi-threading, and it is in a high performance. It is in a high performance because we have the JIT compiler in our architecture. Okay, this is JIT, which is nothing but a just-in-time compiler. Okay, for that is in a high performance language. So these are the key features. These are the key features of our Java programming language. And as I explained, Java architecture, okay, architecture, what we have, what we are writing in the Java, okay, that is nothing but a source code within a Java extension file, okay, and this is thing. This source code will come to the compiler Okay, then this compiler will convert into bytecode. Okay, and then this we use as JVM, and inside JVM we have JRE. Inside JDK we have JRE and JVM. Okay, here we have the architecture like JDK and JRE and JW JVM. Okay, which is nothing but JDK is nothing but Java Development Kit, which provides development tools, and JRE. And we have the JRE. JRE is nothing but Java Runtime Environment. Inside the JRE, we have JVM and the libraries. Okay. Inside the JVM, which will execute the Java bytecode. Whatever the compiler is convert that class into bytecode, that code will be executed by the JVM. Okay. That code will be executed by the JVM. Okay, now we will write our first program. Okay, like we need an Eclipse, right? We need an Eclipse, and we need to create one project. Inside the project, we will create one package. Okay, uh, and we will write one program. And okay, why we need to create a class, and we have to get a main method. So let me share options. And let me share my screen. Okay, Eclipse IDE. So this is in a basic. Let me create one new project then we will okay. Now first we create one project here. Let me create one project. Here inside file, new Java project, and we will say it as a demo project. Okay, next, finish. Okay, inside the demo project, inside the source, here we will create one package, new, and package. We will create the name as basic programs. Okay, finish. So here inside the package, we will create one class. We will create one class, and we create it as demo class. Okay, and here I'm selecting public static void main, which is nothing but a main method. See, this is our basic program. Okay, and this is a package declaration. Okay, the first line in the Java program it presents. Okay, it specifies a package. It helps organizing the classes into namespaces and avoid conflicts. Okay, so in the while we creating a package, we can create a certain classes separately without avoiding any name conflicts. Okay, so that we can import that packages here, and with the importing the packages, we can use that classes whichever are there in this basic programs package. Okay, now after the basic first line, we have here we can import the statements. Import statements. Here we can use the import statements. Import statements are nothing but it allows the it allows us to use the predefined Java classes from another packages. Okay, from if we have any other different packages, so here we can import the packages and we can use the predefined Java classes. Like when we need to take the input from the user, okay, then we have to use a java.util.scanner class. Okay, so in that for that we need to import here in the import statements, like we have to write the import keyword, import java.util.scanner. Okay, java.util.scanner. So this way we can use a scanner class in the in our class, like scanner. Okay, scanner, and we are creating an object for that and new scanner. Okay, so by this we can take the input from the user. So for to use that predefined classes, we need to import this java.util.scanner. So for that reason, we use the import statements in our program. Okay, and this is a class name. Okay, and this is a file name. Okay, when you are creating the class name and file name, and we here this is an access modifier. Okay, this is an access modifier public. We have different type of modifiers like public, private, and protected. And for every Java program, okay, for every Java program, we must have at least one class, and the class name should match the file name if it is public. When you are using the public access modifier, then the file name, okay, demo class, and the class name must be equal. See, if I change this file name into demo1 class, okay, demo1 class, it's showing me the error. Okay, the public type demo1 class must be defined in its own file. Okay, so when you are removing this public, the error was gone. Okay, why? Because when we are using the public, okay, when you are using the public, the file name and the class name must be same. Okay, then you can use a public. Then you can use a public. This is a class declaration, and we have the most important method, which is nothing but a main method, public static void main. The main method is an entry point of any Java program. Okay, the JVM, which is compiling our bytecode into machine code, it will start executing the program from here itself. This is a main method. Okay, this is a main method. Here the code will be executed from the main method itself only. Okay, now here this is nothing but the method is accessible outside the class also. Public means it can be accessible outside the class, and the static means it belongs to the class rather than an instance of the class. Void is nothing but this method does not return any values. Okay, when you are calling this method, it doesn't return any values. And string, okay, string array arguments is nothing but an array of any command line arguments. Whichever we are giving the arguments in our command line, okay, in our console, okay, these are taken in the string format. Okay, string array arguments. Now, uh, which is here I use the import statements, but before the import statements I use two slashes, which is nothing but a comment. Okay, which is used to explain the code. Whatever the code you see here, I'm using the double quotes and I'm explaining as a class declaration. Okay, so to use any string, okay, to explain any code, whatever you have written, you use the comments. And this is in a single line comment. Okay, if you want to use a multi-line comment, we use the slash asterisk asterisk slash. Okay, so here we can write it the multiple, okay, multiple comments, multi-line comments, or else multi-line comments. Okay, So if you want to comment like a huge paragraph, you can use this multi-line, and if you want to comment only single line, you can use a double slash. Okay, now this is an actual structure of the core statement. This is a package declaration, and this is an import statements. If you want to import any classes here, you can import, okay, by using the import keyword java.scanner. Okay, this is an import statements, and this is a class declaration. And this is a class declaration, and this is a main method. Okay, this is a main method. Now okay, this is in the .java class, and this is in a human readable code. Okay, now when this .java file, okay, when we run this program, and this will compile, okay, compile by using the JVM like Java interpreter, it will execute line by line, and when one method is called many times, it will interpret again and again. Okay, now let me just print it out one line. Okay, let me wait. See, this is, let me write one program to, okay, to print the, okay, to print any variables or to print any string in our stream, like in our command, we use the output statements, which is nothing but a system.out.println. Okay, some basic line println, and here we need println, and inside this println, I am writing hello Java. Okay, so let me run as Java application. See, hello Java developers. Okay, so I explained it right. The public is access modifier, which allows to access a class from any packages. Okay, and this is in a class name, and it is a name group of the properties and the functions. And here we have the demo class. Okay, it is just the name of the class, as same as the name of the file also. Okay, so the name of the file and the method, the class of the class name should be same when we are using the public. Okay, now we have the public here, okay, which is nothing but it is used to allow the program to use main function from anywhere. Okay, in this class it is allowing to use this main method from anywhere, and here it's a static keyword, okay, which helps the main method to run without using the object, um, like it is what we will say, right? uh, when you are creating a class, and we need to create an object of that class to run that class. But here when you are using the static for this method, okay, when you want to use the methods in that class, we need to create the object of the class. Okay, but when you have given the static keyword for any method, then we can use that class, okay, we can use that method to run without using the class objects. Okay, so for that reason we use the static, and here we are given it to the main method. Okay, because it is a, it helps to it helps to run the main method without using the objects. And here we have the void. It is used to when we don't want to return anything from the method or anything from the function, we use the void. And the main is nothing but it's the name of that main method, and string arguments are nothing but it's in a command and argument of the string type array. This is an array. Okay, the arguments which are giving in the console, so those will be taken as the string arrays. And the system is a final class defined in Java language. Okay, and out it will be variable of the printing stream. So to print any stream in our console, we use a system out.println. Okay, in this is a method of the print stream class. In the out, see in the out, in the print out, we have the print. Okay, we have the println. This is print stream final. Okay, this is a method in this class. In the print stream, we have the method called as a println. Okay, and this method where it has now the package is nothing but this package is nothing but the folder in which all our Java files. Okay, we use some rules and stuff for that. Okay, and we have data types to store the datas. Okay, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. We have different types of data types. For this primitive data types and non-primitive data types, okay, we will like let me explain here in the multi-line comments. Like primitive data types, we have data types. Okay, second. We have the data types, right? Yeah. Instead of this, let me explain in the notepad. Yeah. Let me stop sharing this and let me share this. Okay. Here we have the data types. Data types are nothing but the data type specifies the size and type of value, okay, a variable can hold. Okay, what is variable actually? Let me write first variable. Okay, variable is nothing but it's in a memory location. Okay, we will variable is named a memory location that holds a value. Okay, variable allow us to store and retrieve and manipulate the data during the program execution. Okay, when we want to store any value, okay, we will give the name to that value, and that value will be stored in memory location and holds that value. Okay, it will allow as that variable like let me write one variable. The variable is a named memory location. Memory locate the name of the memory location that holds a value. That holds a value. Okay, that holds a value. And variables allows like these variables allow us to store the data. Okay, and we can retrieve the data and manipulate that exact data, manipulate the data during program execution. During the program execution. During the program execution. In Java, every variable must be declared with a data type. Okay, whatever the data type you are specifying for that variable, that kind of data it can be stored. Okay, now what is the data type? Data type is nothing but the data type specifies the size. Okay, here what is a variable actually? The variable is a named memory location that holds a value. It will holds a value, but what type of value and what is the size? Okay, what is the size of the value you are storing? It will be declared by the data types. Okay, the data types are nothing but a data type specifies the size and type of value a variable and hold. Okay, whatever the variable is the holding the value, that variable has to be specified by the size and the type of variable is storing by the data type. Okay, in Java data types are divided into primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Let me go with, okay, here we have two, which is nothing but primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Okay, now we will go with the primitive data types. Just 1 second. Okay, which are nothing but one is integer. Okay, integer is used to store numeric digits. Okay, will use it to store the numeric digits. Like example here, integer is a data type. Okay, and here I am declaring one variable name which is nothing but I, and this I value will store the number as 25. Okay, so this is a value and this I is a variable. The variable is named memory location that holds a value. This is a named one, which is nothing but I. This is named memory location, and this is a value which is storing. But what type of value it is storing? Here that we are declaring with the data type, which is nothing but integer. The variable I is storing 25 value. The data type of the 25 value is an integer. Integer is used to store the numeric digits. Okay, to store any numeric digits, we use a data type as an integer. And here the variable name we can give it as I or A or B. This is just a named one. It's nothing but a named memory location. And with this named integer B equals 25, by using this variable called name B, we can retrieve that data and we can manipulate that data in our programs. Okay, while we creating one program by using basic program, I will explain about this how we will manipulate and retrieve this data. Now we have, after integer, we have one char. Okay, char data type, and char data type is nothing but it is used to store characters. Okay, characters, which is nothing but character is in a data type, and the variable name I'm giving you here is C. Okay, this C will store the characters. Characters are nothing but A. This one character. Okay, when you want to store any characters and you want to retrieve the data or you want to manipulate that character, okay, with anything, we are using variable. Okay, in this C variable, we are storing one value and that value type is nothing but a character. Okay, integer, character, and we have the float. Okay, float is nothing but float is used use it to store floating point numbers. Floating point numbers are nothing but a float. Float is the data type, and here I will take it as one h as a variable, and this variable will store the decimal. Like floating point numbers are nothing but decimal number, which are not here like 98.267. Okay, this is float type. We need to declare the f in so that it will take it as a float. Okay, now when you here for the numeric values we use the integer, but for the decimal values, okay, we use the float, and this float will suppose up to the 2 decimal points. Okay, if you want to use store a larger decimal numbers, okay, here we use a double. Here we use a data type as a double, and the double is used to store large decimal numbers. Large decimal numbers, which is nothing but we need to declare it as a double, and t equals to some 4567.78953. This is in a large decimal number, right? So for that we use a double data type. The data type will be double. Now we have the long. Long is also same as an integer values, but it will use the numeric values which is not able to stored in the integer. Okay, for integer we have certain limit. Okay, after that limit we can't store the numeric value in the integer. So for that we use the long. Okay, it is used to same. Okay, is it used to store large numeric values, large numeric values which are not stored by, which are not able to store in an integer. Okay, in integer data type we can't store certain numbers, so that numbers can be stored in the long. Now like example, long declaration L, and we will give certain number here. Okay, this is a long number, and at the end of this number we need to give the L semicolon. So this is a long declaration. So if the integer doesn't store this large number, we can use a long data type. And the last one we have as a boolean. Okay, this boolean is nothing but it only stores the true values. That is nothing but like a t values, nothing but true or false. Okay, it stores boolean. Okay, here it stores only true or false. So nothing but the t values. Okay, it will store only true or false, and we can declare by using the keyword boolean on the boolean. This is a boolean. Okay, boolean b equals to false. Okay, so here the value will be only false, true or false in the boolean data type. So when you want to use a t values like true or false, we have to use a boolean data type, and it is stored in the b variable. So b variable can be replaced as true or okay false. These are the primitive data types. In the float and the long, we have used the f and l here. Okay, in the float and in the long. Okay, it denotes that the number in the variable is a float, and the number in the here we given, right, it will be long. If we do not use this Java, consider the float value as a double. Okay, here if you not use it f, okay, it will consider as a double and the long value as an integer. If you have removed here from the last L, the Java will understand it is an integer value. So it is important when you are using the float value, you need to give the f, and when you're using the long, you need to give the L. And here we have the literals also. Literals are nothing but it is a synthetic representation of a boolean or a character or a string and a numeric data. Okay, like example, say literals Literals are nothing but it is a synthetic representation of Boolean or character, a string, and numeric data. Okay, like example here, integer and storing integer a equals to 10. Okay, here the 10, the values are nothing but the 10 is nothing but the literals. Okay, literals are nothing but synthetic representation of a Boolean character, string, or numeric data. Okay, this is a numeric data, right? So this will called as a literals, and we have identifiers. Identifiers are what are the names of the variables we are giving, right? The name of the variable is nothing but a. So this is an identifier. So for the variables or for methods, for the class, packages, etc., are known as an identifiers. Name of variables, methods, class, packages. We have given the name for all the classes, packages, methods, and variables, right? So that is known as an identifier. In this example only, here we have the identifier, which is nothing but a. Okay, example a is the identifier here. In our previous example, identifiers, right? Identifier. Identifiers are nothing but the name of the variables or methods or class or packages or etc. is known as identifiers, and the value, the synthetic representation of numeric data or strings or anything, we will call it as an literals. And I also explained about the comments also. Okay, now we will discuss about the inputs and outputs in the tomorrow's class. Okay, these are the data types and these are the variables. Okay, I think we are done with today's class. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me. Okay, thank you, Asim.